Hi, this is a project proposal presentation to address various concerns that the client has brought up. First off, I want to talk about the importance of having a central point of contact on the project. The positives for this being it allows the client control over the project and the schedule. It also allows the client to directly interface with the creative staff on the project to give their input, to make sure that the project is adhering to their standards and guidelines and to their aesthetic uh, requirements for the project. And the client is also able to see a day-to-day progress and can correct things when problems come up and to maintain control at a client level, and that's absolutely critical to the success of a project. It's important for the client to have a budget in mind when they begin a project, and they can do this by consulting with various experts and various companies to kind of get an idea of the range of what various projects cost based on their needs. But budgets are very critical to avoid cost overruns. The other thing that's important about a budget is they all adhere to strict timetables, and that also helps keep the project from spiraling out of control and keeping a tight parameter on the project. It helps keep labor costs and needs down because the labor costs are also tied into the budget, and that is very important. It helps control resources and materials that one needs because that is also tied in right at the beginning when the budget and the project is proposed, and it keeps money concerns from getting out of hand. And it also keeps creative ideas from spiraling out of control. Often on projects, many people have ideas, and you need to be able to be focused, otherwise it can become unruly and disorganized. The other concern is limited budgets can restrict the amount of labor a company can assign to any individual project. And obviously the larger the project, the more labor and materials and resources are going to be needed. So, obviously the bigger the ambition, the more money it's going to cost. So, but it also restricts overtime in critical situations where you might be falling behind or somebody gets sick and you need to bring people on to catch up. And you might be in a situation where you have to pay for overtime, so that helps keep things on schedule. So you want to make sure that your budget allows for contingency. So having a healthy budget is important. It's important for the client to keep the scope of the project in mind at all times, and that's all done in pre-planning. And the client will always need to understand that the scope and the parameters of their budget and schedule are very important, and it's important to know right from the start after they meet with the company and talk about their ideas. And this also ties into having the client contact. Constant communication is very critical to the success of a project. Updates and show and tells during the actual production process are absolutely necessary to keep the client aware of what's going on so that they can see the scope of the project and the appearance of the project as it progresses, and if anything sort of deviates from their ideological concept of the overall project, they can get it back on track. So that's absolutely critical. So in conclusion, I would say the important issues are client communication and interaction being absolutely critical at all times. Bad communication causes problems, causes confusion, and it's very important that there be a client point person interacting with the point person for the creative company. Constant updates and status reports from the company are critical for client satisfaction. Pre-planning and budgets are very important to ensure the success of the project. And very important are schedules, which are critical for the project success and to keep things from spiraling out of control, both in schedule, for the overall schedule, and for the budget. So those are I think the most important issues for the client to be aware of when beginning a project. So thank you for your time, and good luck.